The fourth item needing consideration today is approving a contract between Mesa County Sheriff's Office and the Town of Collbran to provide law enforcement services to the town. First year services in the amount of $145,845 per month for 5 months, and $350,000 for the calendar year for 2025. And we have Arthur Smith, our Operations Division Chief, here to present today. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners and Madam Chair. I saw the Arthur Smith in there and I wondered if I was in trouble. I only get called that by my family. Commissioners, I think you're all aware, we've been working on this for almost a year now. The town of Collbran has been without law enforcement at all for almost a year now. And prior to that, they were understaffed for law enforcement. And we have been working with the town of Collbran to arrive, well, I'm sorry, in the interim time, we've been providing greater law enforcement service than per normal when they have someone, but not law enforcement service in the terms of any type of full-time employee or anything like that. And so we've been working with the town of Collbran for since they have been without a marshal to arrive at an agreement that will hopefully meet and exceed their needs, and that we can support. And I think you're all aware of what the contract looks like. Importantly, this contract, the cost that we arrived at are the cost that it actually provides the sheriff's office and provides the county to provide these services to the town. And that does involve us hiring 2 new FTE to support that and staff those positions. The personnel who will be in those positions will not be brand new FTE. They'll come from within our ranks, but we do need to add in order to be able to additionally provide those services. And the only other thing I would say is that it's just been a pleasure working with the Collbran Town Administrator to try to get to where we are today. And also, I forget the day now, but some time ago, the undersheriff and I had the opportunity to go as well to a Collbran Town meeting and speak with their board of trustees, as well as several of their citizens. So I don't have anything, don't have any other information, but certainly I'm open to questions.
Thank you, Art.
Thanks for Art instead of Mark.
You bet. All right, Commissioners, do you have any comments or questions at this time?
Just thank you for doing this. I know how difficult it is for smaller towns to be able to fully staff their law enforcement needs. I appreciate you and the sheriff working on this.
Yeah, just super relieved you guys were able to come up with an agreement and move forward because they need it up there. So thank you, Art.
Yeah, thank you. We know how hard this year has been for Collbran, and it's not just Collbran, it's rural areas. They're needing civil service employees, and they're experiencing that shortage across the nation, and this is no exception here in Mesa County. So we appreciate you working together with them and everybody at the sheriff's office. We really appreciate their service as well. Okay, does the public have any comments during this time? Please come forward and state your name to the record.
Well, I just noticed this on the agenda and it popped another question into my mind. It's great that Collbran can get some help. I would really like to know that when the school year begins, that the principal and administration at Central High School can get some help also. There used to be no cameras in those shelters because it was a peaceful and a great place to be walking. Since then, I'm not sure the number of cameras that have been put up in the shelter to try and observe the destruction, the hanging from the pillars, the fires being set. But it would be great if there could be a collaboration between our sheriff's office, in the Clifton area at least, to respond to destruction and disturbances that are there in the park. It's been peaceful now while school's been out of session, but I can guarantee you it won't stay that way when it starts. So I'd like to think that maybe there could be some collaboration there, just for the citizens who do pay tax, use it, walks their pups, and it can be a more serene spot to walk in the mornings and evenings.
Thank you, Ms. Elliott. Art can speak to that in a moment, but we work with our sheriff's department. The sheriff's department does work with Plateau Valley up in Collbran, they do have a sheriff touch point within the school district, within the school at Plateau Valley. So we do have law enforcement presence in Plateau Valley. We do work with, our sheriffs work with our District 51 to also provide cameras on school property. And we work a lot with the real crime unit as well in the sheriff's department to make sure that there's a lot of safety around the school district. But if you have anything additional to add to that question, you can answer that.
I think my understanding from Ms. Elliott's comments had to do specifically with the enclosures at Longs Park, which is directly adjacent to Central High School. So I can't speak today in front of you to tell you how many cameras we do or don't have within the shelters of Longs Park. I don't know the answer to that, but it's pretty clear to me that she's asking for additional enforcement in Longs Park area. And we do certainly have a collaborative work relationship with the school district to include Central High School. We do have a school resource officer who is posted there. Understandably, their primary focus is the school and the students and staff therein. But I've heard her complain, and we will see what we can do to address her concerns about predictably increase in issues at Longs Park with an increase in student traffic there, which should start next week, I believe. School starts next week.
Okay.
Did you have any other questions for me on the Collbran?
Commissioners, does the public have any more comments on this item? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the item as entered into the record.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.